Hey guys, we're going to talk a little bit about jig heads today. These are some of the jig heads I use when I'm forward facing sonar fishing. And I got some baits laid out, and I'll go over, kind of what I use with different baits and that type of stuff. So I carry several different kinds of jig heads. Like I said, this here is called a spotlighter head. This is made by Jamie at Get the Net Hooks. This happens to be an 1/8 ounce with a good hook in it. Yeah, it's a pretty wide gap hook in it. So I like that one real well. I carry just a little ball head jig that a buddy of mine pours. You can see here's a 3/16 ounce with a size 1 hook in it. And here's a 1/4 ounce one with a size 2/0 hook in it. And I'll tell you in a minute why I carry those different sizes. That's one of my favorite jig heads right there. One of my other favorite is the big eye jig heads. I throw this a lot. I throw it in all 3 sizes. I throw it in 3 different sizes: a 1/4, a 3/8, and I do carry some 1/2 ounce with me. The 1/2 ounce I don't use very much. Mainly I'm a 1/4, 3/8, and 1/8 ounce guy, and that's just because of the areas that I fish. Generally, my fish are not that deep, but every now and then you'll find some that's down there, 40, 45 foot deep, and sometimes you need to go that 1/2 ounce to get it down there. 3/8 sometimes takes too long. Sometimes you have to go with that. But when I'm rigging my rods up and I'm going to go out and do this, generally I'll rig 3 rods up with 3 different size jig heads on it. I have one with an 1/8 for some shallower fish. I have one with a 1/4, which does the bulk of that's the bulk of my fishing is done with a 1/4 ounce, and I'll do one with a 3/8 just in case I need to get down there. I do use Spanker Jigs makes a tungsten one. This is a tungsten one with a good 2/0 hook in it. I carry them in 1/4 and 3/16. Here's another one that I like really well. This got a 3/0 hook in it. This is a Tattoo Tackle. It's got a 3/0 hook in it. This happens to be a 1/4 ounce one here. So I like that one fairly well. Haven't played much with it. The Dirty Jigs one, the tackle, they make it in 2 sizes. They make it with a 1/0 hook and a 3/0 hook. I carry both sizes of those, mainly in the 3/16 and 1/4. Seem to work really well for me. Like I said, I throw several different kinds of minnows on my baits. A lot of times, like everybody's throwing the depths, like a motto shad. This happens to be a 4-inch one. When I'm going with the 4-inch one, I generally use one with like the 2/0 hook in it, like the ball head with the 2/0 hook in it, or the tungsten one with the 2/0 hook in it, or this one here that Jamie makes. Seems to like it real well with the 1/4 ounce on it too. So it works pretty good. Now, if I step it up to the real big one, like here's a Z2. This is a full-size Z2. If I'm going to throw this bait, I'm generally going to put with a bigger hook. So I'm going to like the 3/0 hook in it. So I'm either using the Tattoo Tackle one with the 3/0 hook, or I go to the Dirty Jigs one with a 3/0 hook. And those seem to work good when you get up into the 5-inch baits. I don't know what it is about the 5-inch bait. A lot of guys don't throw it around here. I do, and they seem to bite it fairly well. Like I said, though, when you go to like one of the small baits, like here's one that's made by Great Lakes Finesse, they make a little shad, they make this little drop minnow, and both of them are like the 2.75-inch ones. And I throw that generally with a size 1 hook and just a 1/4 ounce ball head, sometimes an 1/8 ounce ball head. But it seems like the 1/4 ounce seems to be my best for that. So that's different. Here's one that I've been catching some fish on. You can see it's kind of tore up. This is the Juggle Minnow by 6-inch lures. It's a 4-inch bait. It's got a real thin tail to it, which I really like. But I'm throwing it mainly with a 2/0 hook, just on a ball head that I paint. Have a buddy pour for me, and I paint it in a smoke type pattern or something like that, or a pearl white, or sometimes I'll add a little bit of chartreuse or pink to it. I kind of like that. Here's one with a if you want a little bit of flash to it, like here's one with that's got some chartreuse in it, smoke with some chartreuse sprinkled in it. Sometimes that works better. I don't think it really matters that much, but sometimes it does to me, so that's what I use. But those are the type of jig heads that I'm using. I'm just starting with the minnow style heads. I like the ball head really well myself. I seem like I catch a lot of fish on it. But these new minnow style heads, I'm starting to fish with those. I do like them fairly well. They look realistic. But the big eye jig here, like I said, got a big eye to it. A lot of people like the eyes on the jig heads. But like I say, I don't really know. I've caught fish on all of them. So it just depends on what bait I'm throwing or what jig head that I like to use. Like I say, when I go to the big plastics, you know, I'm throwing something with a 3/0 hook. If I'm going to like the medium size ones, like the 4-inch ones here, they make the 3.5, 3.75, 3.5. It seems like the ones with the 2/0 work really well for me. And when I go down to the little small ones, like these are 2.5, 2.75, 2.75 inch drop minnows here, and the drop shad, I generally go down to that one with like a size 1 hook in it. I don't lose very many fish, but you do lose some when you're forward facing sonar fishing, but you know, I don't lose that many. And mainly I think it is because of the hooks that you use in them. Most guys are using a light wire hook, you know, and you're shaking it on your spinning rod, and they get it pretty good, so you're gonna stick it really well. So you know, you're gonna stick the fish really well. So I don't know. I hope these questions, I hope these kind of answers the questions that the guys had for me. Everybody want to know how you work the rod. I'm basically, you know, shaking the minnow like everybody else is. I use a little bit different rod. Most of them use a medium light. I just use a medium. Maybe I'm wrong. Caught a lot of fish doing it. I just like the way it works. My setup's 2500 to 3000 series reel like everybody else. I'm using 10 to 15 pound braid, and generally a 6, 8, 10 pound fluorocarbon leader, depending on the size fish I'm around. But overall, the 1/8 is basically what I throw the most of. So anyway, hope these questions, hope this explained a little bit of what I'm doing. You know, when you see me catch those fish on the forward facing sonar, like I said, there's several different jig heads out there on the market. Just get you a variety of them and see which ones you like the best. Like I say, everybody's a little bit different on that. I'm generally I like the ball heads really well. I love this one that my buddy pours for me. You know, it's just a 2/0 sickle style hook, penetrates real well. So I like that really well. You hear the guys talk about the tungsten showing up better, and you can see it a little bit better on your forward facing sonar, but it's not that big of a deal to me. I can generally see what I'm looking for. You know, everybody's different what units they're using. I'm running just a standard Humminbird, you know, the Mega Live. The Mega Live 2 is going to come out, but I'm running the Mega Live. You know, I got friends that's running the 34s on the Garmin's. I got a couple buddies running the Lowrances with theirs. I still got buddies, my brother and one of my best buddies that I fish with a lot of times there. You know, he's still using the LV32 on his, and we're still catching fish with all of them. So I don't think that's as big a deal. The clarity, if you can see the fish, see your bait, and work it to them, you got a chance to catch them. But you know, you'll hear everybody talk about, well, it's spotlighting and all that. You know, I don't like to get into that, but it's not as easy as some of the people that don't have this technology think it is. You know, it took me, I've had mine now, you know, I've been using it since about a year after it came out, so it's about 4 years now, 3.5 years. And it took me a year and a half before I got kind of a fishing with it to where I could catch some fish. You know, and you'll throw to a lot of fish that will not bite, I will tell you that. And you'll throw to a lot of fish that you seem that you're not even that close to, you don't think, and they'll swim right over and eat it. So until next time, guys, hope these jig heads might help you. I don't know. My suggestion is just get you a variety of jigs and you know, see what works for you. A variety of jigs and a variety of the different baits. I seem to like several of them. I haven't been using the depth very long. I fished with it a couple of days, caught fish with it. It seemed to roll fairly good, but I don't know if that made them bite, because I've caught just as many on just like the juggle minnow here and the you know, send a jerk shad from Z-Man. So until next time, guys, good fishing. Thank you all very much. Please like and comment and subscribe to the channel.